It looks like we're actually back again. Yay! Yeah, we're back. More like. Let's just check the situation I've got here. Through one. Bit of repairs going. So there we go. Yeah, exactly. We're back at it. Alright, we're gonna head back to port, boys, and then we'll hand in the mission. We actually managed to finish it, even though I had to log out and have Maxi finish it. But it's still registered because it'll still register whatever goes on in your ship if you're in open world and in battle. So if you lose connection during a fight, you'll stay in that fight. Why is it always so? My open world sound is more or less turned down, so you won't hear much. Is this just one of those days when nothing really works? All my options set to very low sound in game in general. What else we got going around? Any players? I think you're right, actually. Should be audio on though. There we go. Good. Sort this out. Right, let's pop over to Lamona and get this going. She's good to go. Still nothing there, yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's because it's registering the wrong screen here. There we go. Jesus Christ, that was a new secondary screen. After the crash, it registered the secondary screen as the main screen. Alright, let me just down again. Alright, let's hope this is actually supposed to be. Now. And there's warlike. Find something to kill now. That's funny. Sorry for that. Everything was working fine until that crash and everything just cocked up. Yeah. It's a shit reset. Alright. Live. Go. Mind you, I don't have much audio on for open world because it makes it noisy and I usually talk during open world. It is there though. There we go. Well, even an old dog can be taught a trick or two. Level +1 out in the victory. What we want is here's the group kill, and we need a single victory or 2 boost and towers. Doing the Pavel +1 might actually be worth it. Massive cock up there. I think I lost about. Yeah, that was you. I think we lost about half an hour. Sorry about that. Yeah, just what it is. Yeah, that was you rammed into Lamona, wasn't it? All right. Well, there's a few streams to clean up on YouTube after this. I'm actually very annoyed that I missed the ending on that one due to a crash. It would have been a bit fun just getting that out there as a full recording, but probably skip it. Yeah, exactly. And also, this is my first time using dual monitors. I only got it like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So setting everything up and not really haven't tested it that much. And for some odd reason, it's not registering the secondary one as a primary one, both in NVIDIA settings and audio settings. And I had changed it all up, but after the crash, it just started registering that one as a primary and as the audio source as well. Supposed to. Yeah, bound to be issues. Yeah, right. Not really all there is around here. Right. What do you say, boys? Are we taking the Pavel +1, or should we give it a bit of time if we cross across Mona here? Might find something a bit more fun. We're here, and we'll need to cross over to the west. Well, that's Macau area. Otherwise, we're gonna battle them. He's going nowhere fast, and we got a bit of time to decide. Third rate +1. No, that's too easy in a victory. Victories. Need 1, 2 boosting towers. Something. A few more Santies. Pavels. Horizon Pavel +2. Ocean +12. No. Lana +1. Looks like we're gonna have to head for the Pavel Plus. A real fight in the Bologna. All the third rates, really. Let's take on the Pavel Plus. However, it is good to see an Ocean Plus 12. Hey, Jimmy. No, like we're not doing plus 12. I might be reckless at times, but I'm not insane lately. We'll be hanging around for about an hour and a half, depending on fights we find, just because of the crashes set us back somewhat. But I hope you enjoyed the part with Maxi. He's a pretty good guy and really like fighting with him. Worked. Borga, by the way, how's the delay now? Check on my own. I wanted to. It looks a bit high. Get some more sails up. That's a decent hit. Got one Bucentaur, one Pavel, and we need one of each. Actually, we need 5 Pavels and 2 Bucentaurs. But yeah, Max is an absolute blast. Been playing with him for a while. He had the game since December, so 10 months, 11 months, more or less. He's been doing good. See if we can pull these two forward round up and start down. Beating. Second Pavel, the only Pavel that's here. Reload's almost done. I'm gonna pull with the wind for a bit, making them come into the wind so I can go 45 degrees on the wind and hammer the Pavel once more. Hopefully. Well, that's the intention. Going wrong. If nothing else, we can turn into just. Took off 3%. Good enough. Go double, close in. Load double on the starboard side as well. We get in behind the boosting turret, take him out, and then finish the Pavel off. Or we'll do them on either broadside, maybe. Awesome. A bit of bleeding here from the Pavel. They do pack a punch. Low. That was some parallel. Oh, allow myself to start turning in, getting into position to get stern rigging on the boosting tower, and then that's what I'm going for. Bit close for a decent stern rig. Yeah. Got the yards working real nice. Black side. First. He won't outturn us at any point either. He's gonna turn himself into the wind, constantly trying to get us broadsiding on us. We'll get in there, but be in the best position. Kind of turning me. Alright, we'll come around. No reason not to give him those. Oh. But yeah, those group kill missions are a great way just to get a bit of fun in and with a minor group. If you're looking to fight, or even solo, is just a quick way of getting the XP, making sure you know what you're fighting. I really enjoy those. And just need this repair to come up, and then we'll go full sails and we'll start engaging the Pavel here. When he gets into range, but mainly focusing on the boosting tower. That should be more or less done. As soon as we go to full speed, we will be able to keep up with us. We'll just be one-on-one. close in with the boost and tar and leave it. Test it done. Yep. A bit more, get the angle up a bit. Yeah, the Pablo can't keep you up now. The issue of using full sails is that your heel goes up dramatically. You can adjust that. Re-engaging them afterwards. They generally are the ones that do damage. The rest of his guns is not really going to do much. Allow ourselves to go battles out of scene. Repower. Build up. Down. Force the angle a bit more. No, I didn't move the mic. It might just be me mumbling a bit more. No, that Max, she's not here. No, she's not seeing that. I'll pump it up a bit. Oh, that's better. Generally, when I'm just talking to myself, like when I'm recording and everything else, I'm not as loud as when I'm with guys on Discord and stuff like that. That might just be the reason. Or I messed up the audio settings with more. Who knows? Out. Oh, we're not moving quick enough. We're not moving quick enough. I think it's very natural when you're just sitting there talking to yourself, not really responding. You kind of miss that audio feedback on what voice level you should actually be at. But let me know, do you play Naval Action 2? I know Warlike does, we just saw him on the screen earlier. But do you play it yourself then? Just scoot general sound in game a bit down then. Have him bounce and turn in. You should have seen me when I started. I think the best advice I can give you is just keep at it. Because I was absolutely shit in the game. More than I am now, to be fair, but I was absolutely shit until a guy that ended up becoming a good friend in the game took me out. Just, well, maybe try and change this, do this slightly differently, think a bit more like this. That's what really changed the game for me. I mean, look at the damage I've taken already. This is not the how-to. This is me like multitasking and not focusing that much. But I had this guy take me out on a few fights and let me know, alright, if you maneuver like this, position yourself like this, angle a bit more like this, mitigate your damage like this, make sure you get yada yada yada. That's where my skill in the game really progressed. And no, the game isn't intuitive. I mean, the tutorials and anything else do a absolute crap job about explaining what you should be doing and when you should be doing what. I agree with you. And they definitely lost player on it. It's more like they seem to cater for a very narrow group of diehards that keep playing the game no matter what. And that's a shame. The game has so much potential. Alright, one more broadside and the boosting turret's going to be down. That's all the time. He's going to be sneaking up on our rear, isn't he? Oh, managed to bounce off with it. But yes, it's not intuitive. There's a lot of things that you don't get tooltips for, or the tutorials don't explain very well. I mean, the entire building, crafting, and trade system isn't explained in any way. And that's where you really, yeah, as you put it, a wingman. That will definitely help. Alright, he's going down now. His pump's redded out. He's taking on water pretty heavily. So we've got two choices. We can stick around, slow ourselves down, stick around, and then try and loot him up. It's going to cost us a bit more damage to that one side, and we still got a minute before that next repair comes up. But it might be worth it. I've never tried DCS. One of the guys who used to play Naval Action did it a lot. I really can't imagine Naval Action being harder to learn than something like DCS with the amount of controls you need. The learning curve in here, because everything's so badly explained, is definitely an issue. Overview on that one. Alright, we need to get just slightly closer. Maybe. Or at least I'm in a position where I'll have to show you how to tag out of it. Once it sinks. Might as well maximum damage. Alright, they went. We're in range for loot. DCS has tooltips. Well, there you go. Got a pen on that. Right. Time to tack out of here. E-power. Out of time with rudder and yards. But yeah, as you say, I mean, even the UI doesn't really have any tooltips or anything. Just a simple fact that if you want to control your mouse without controlling your ship in the fight, you have to press down control and you get the mouse free to pop up the chat or not. It's not explained anywhere. Hey, ZHX. Now we're fine. We'll be popping a repair now anyway. We're good. We're good. And we still got one good broadside. Or one good side armor, so he's going to be easy enough to take down. Alright, coming into the positive. Hey, Fluffy. Floofy. Fluffy? Floofy? Floofy. Anyway, welcome to the stream, man. So which side do we want to take the pommel? We want to get on his right or starboard side, and that luckily coincides with the side that we have armor on, which is the left one. Get around that and there. There's coming up. Yeah, absolutely, boy. I couldn't agree more, but I mean, it's been years now, and they haven't really changed the way they do stuff. So I'm not holding my breath for them to change stuff like that anytime soon. It's what it is, I guess. I mean, the devs aside, and the game for all its flaws, I do really enjoy it. I mean, for now, it's the best simulator. Even if you're, no matter if you're playing PvE or PvP, whatever you fancy, it's still the best Age of Sail simulator out there. Simulator might be stretching it a bit, but still the best Age of Sail game out there. There's a lot of things they could have done with the game, like crew experience, officers training, better trade system, better upgrade system, everything like that. But apparently, ship combat, this is still the best game out there. Alright, C8. Yeah. Can imagine. Better here though. Need to force him to get back in there. You just need to get the hang of it. As soon as you learn the Q&E, C controls, and how to adjust with the wind, it becomes second nature. I mean, that might be easy for me, so I've been playing since 2016, so even with all the changes that you keep adding in time and time again. I still find it pretty, for me, intuitive controlling, but like Frigate plays the F-16 in DCS, I could never do that. That's counterintuitive, that three-dimensional space. And Jimmy, do I still think it worth buying today? Honestly, I don't know if I was starting out today, if I'd do it. For a few reasons. I just said it's the best ship, Age of Sail, ship combat game out there. So in that regard, yes, of course, I think it's worth the buy. But I think what the developers and even people doing YouTube, like me and some of the other guys, might not explain that well, is how bad the grind can be. Because you look at a stream like mine right now. I'm cruising around in a Victory, was first rate, third biggest ship in the game, and that's what you want, right? If you want Age of Sail, you want the line ships, you want the good frigates and stuff like that. But just getting from a starting cutter into the frigates is going to take you, I'm not going to put hours on it, but it's going to take a few days, depending on your play time and play style, to get into it and just get past that first learning curve. And as Boy and some of the others pointed out, it gets people frustrated and some people quit from it. If you can see yourself past that initial frustration and then take away the need to get bigger ships quickly, then yes, absolutely go buy it. Don't buy any of the DLCs or the DLC ships. In my opinion, they're not worth the money they are asking for. But the game itself, yes, buy it if you like Age of Sail combat like this. It's not a quick game. If you want stuff like quick fixes, like something like Wall of Tanks, Wall of Warships and stuff like that, where you get in, do a quick match and you're out again. No, Naval Action is not for you. But if you want something where you take your time, you pace yourself doing the game. See, I already spent 25 minutes in this fight and we're not done yet. Then yes, get the game, but just be aware that the grind you get, even into the good frigates, are still there. You need to put in the time to get there first. Having a few guys around to help you do that grind definitely speeds up the process. But there is a grind involved. You don't just automatically get extras. Or correction, you can automatically, more or less, quickly get big ships. You just can't through them. Now, okay, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of things that the game and the tutorials doesn't explain to you, or even advertising or the Steam page or anything, where you're relying on people in the game to explain you stuff when you get in, or you're relying on a YouTuber or some other content creator, Twitch streamer, whatever, to explain you how stuff actually works. That's just not good enough. Yeah, the community is generally great no matter what nation you choose. I mean, the smaller nation doesn't have that many players in it as the quote-unquote usual choices that people go for. Like, people choose British, they want to be Nelson in the Royal Navy, they want to be a pirate, so they choose pirates, or they want to be the British arch nemesis, so they choose France, Spain, or whatever. They obviously get most of the players, so they have the biggest community, and there'll be more players to stuff like you and go through the roles. But even the smaller nations, there is cross-nation communities going on, and anywhere you go, maybe on PvE, except for Sweden, you'll find people more or less willing to hold your hand for the first few weeks and make sure you got a few resources and a few good boats going. So the community will support you if you get into the game. Just make sure you present yourself in the chat so that people actually know you're there and that you're new and might need a bit of a push in the right direction, so to speak. But getting in here and just want to be on your own and trying to figure everything out on your own, no. Yeah. The British nation in both PvE and PvP are one of the bigger factions, if not the biggest. So yes, the game is worth it. Just make sure you do a bit of research on what's actually involved during the early game entails, because there's going to be a lot of work for you in that part. Just going to turn out in front of him here and then get a little session. Yeah, and the same thing comes when like when people want to more or less sail on their own. Fair enough, but allow people to just give you some hints, answer a few questions through the first weeks. Then when you start to find that you can actually craft ships and have resource buildings and everything else in the game, there's a lot of new players that I want to build everything on my own. The thing is, you can't really produce everything you need to make ships on your own. even with the 2 expansion DLCs that give you more building slots, you're still gonna struggle. I mean, I've been playing the games in 16. I have the maximum amount of building slots I can have right now. I still can't make everything out of it. There's a few resources I'm missing, so you're still going to be depending on people to help you out with a few initial resources, a bit of money, yada yada yada. So that actually answered the question, or did I just go off on a rant? Just to summarize, as long as you're willing to accept the fact that this game takes time, I mean, even the combats take time, but just finding the combat you want into or doing a trade run from point A to point B takes time. And as long as you're okay with putting in that time, yes, the game's worth it, even for all its faults in the early game and the lack of tooltips and stuff. Just be aware, it's not a quick game, it's not go in, go out. Not World of Tanks where you go in, spend 20 minutes, you've done one fight. Alright, 2,500 XP, not bad. Bellona +1. Gonna do a quick pop into Lamona. We're here anyway. Yeah, exactly. Right. As soon as you get into high rank where you can actually crew a ship, then you start looking into building ships. That's when you find, oh, I need crafting XP as well. So you need to grind that up. Another boost in Tor and a victory. Bellona's, Ocean, and Palma. Another one. Alright, we're out of that fight. So if there's any kind of ship you want to see particular, or this is something else specifically you got questions about, fire away right now. We might as well change it up a bit while you're here anyway. I'll still be around for about 45 to an hour. LGV coming this way. He is actually. Yeah, the Painter DLC is a nice touch. And it's nice, yeah, that small, it's not a quality of life, but that small little graphical addition to the game. But as Luffy says, ask Climax if they have the DLC. As soon as you've had it for a bit, you rarely claim it every day, so there'll probably be some around that are willing to sell you the paints for a few reals or doubloons, or just giving them. Yeah, actually just. Otherwise, if you want DLCs of any kind of this game, I highly suggest waiting for the sales. Probably more or less already are with games in general, but DLC prices, I think they're a bit high for what they give you. I like the painter just because it's nice, the flags, itself, but it doesn't do anything in game except graphics. The only DLCs beside that I have bought myself are the Admiralty connection and the Navy connections, because they expanded so much. If you want to play the game long term, Um, hmm. Fifth rate killing a first rate. Fair enough. Yada yada yada. My favorite feature, Jimmy. My favorite feature. As in single standalone feature? That's actually a pretty tough question. Sure, what was my single most favorite feature? It's going to be easy to say make another ship explode, even though it's not necessarily easy to do. Single most favorite feature. I can't single out a single feature that is my most favorite one. And for all the backlash that the recent updates to the sailing have, I think the sailing features are the best. That would probably be my answer. That's the way the ships maneuver in game, not in the open world, but in the game or in the battles with the yard turning and the. I like the inertia that they've added in, so the turn inertia, but I don't like the speed reduction they did. First rate with the fifth rate. Well, we can try that. I have a pirate rate frigate line, I believe. Yeah, Requin and Santa Ana's very useful, especially on PvP. This is the victory maxi. Yeah. Um, for PvE, I don't really think any DLC ship is worth it. Because you can craft ships that are better in the game, and if you have a few clanmates supporting your resource or a clan behind it, you don't have to grind that hard to get it. And buying DLCs, some people will still get surprised that you actually need to crew sail them. So once you get your ship, you can't necessarily crew it if you're low rank. Reverse it. If you could add one feature to the game, what would you enjoy the most? Crew experience. Crew experience. For those familiar with their Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail game, if you add something like that in where you actually manage your crew a bit more, so you get like officers training increase their skills and efficiencies and yada 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 yada. That would be nice. A bit more management of your ships in general. That would be nice. And the feature I dislike the most is that they added instant repair after fights. It doesn't matter that much because you'll either be hauling repairs around or you'll just go into port and get it sorted. But I don't know, there's just something about it that annoys me. Might just be me being an old man, but that part. Yeah, I know there's two victories. Yeah. There's the what's it, 1776 version of it. I like that one. But then again, if I just show you quickly, let me axe. Go away. So I have the Admiralty connection for more docking space, warehouse slots, and building permits. Mainly the dock space and building permits. I have the painter, bought that on sale once. Pandora and the Trincomalee we got for free. Then I got the Navy connection for a bit more tow permits, outpost slots, contracts, and blah 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 blah. I like that one too. So if you want to play the game long term, I definitely recommend the Navy connection and the Admiralty. That will be the only ones I don't have any of the other ones. The flak one I got on sale as well. Anyway, somebody said something about a 5th rate, didn't they? Let's just check out the pirate frigate here. It's the Malabar 2 Danzig Oak build from before the year what changes. And we need 8 hull repairs and several rig repairs for it. And so 80 and 7. What's that gold on there? Bit more rum. Crew on it. There she is. She's currently equipped with Etnos and 2 Blooms and just regular 6 pounders on the bow there. Fully unlocked. A few books on it. A few upgrades. All right, let's go see what we can get ourselves into with this one. I've taken down a Leotian with it before, so we'll be able to do it again. Yeah, boy, I like Ultimate Admiral. To a sense, I've played Ultimate General American Civil War 2, and I like that one as well. A feature I don't like is that you generally ignore upgrades and stuff to your ships in the long run. Same with weapons and stuff like that. In the general game, but there's a lot of nice features there. Yeah. Thanks, GH. And I believe she's SD built. Yeah, I built her myself, so she's just not maxed out on the crew bonus. It's only 3. I really like this one. I got 1 or 2 spare of these lying around. Even with the nerf and everything else, she's a decent build. Baben von Hamburg. Just go straight up Mona and see what we can find. My phone just notified me that YouTube removed a few more spam posts on great stuff. All right. But Jimmy, if you're still here, what points would swayed you, or what would you need to see to make up your mind whether to buy the game? What are some of the info you feel you don't have that you want before you make your decision? Sail Hill. 2. Yep. Hey, Big Papa. What's up? I'm doing PvE. I've done PvE from the beginning. I'm just too lazy to start over PvP. Plus, with this game, I do the casual part. I don't want to babysit my trade routes. I want to pick the fights when and where. That's why I don't play PvP. It's not that I mind the PvP, but I have other games that if I want PvP, that's where I go to. So for Naval Action, I play PvE. Agamemnon +1, that could be a fun fight too. No, Floofy, I am PV all the way. What do Jimmy said? I'd like to see what people would normally do when they play and what they do for fun. Well, the main aspect of the game is to fight. It's not a trading game with combat added. It's a combat game, trade added. Sorry, CX. That's CHX. So generally, people go out hunting for missions or do their weekly stuff, and it was me. That odd sound that just was me misclicking one of my buttons, so I hit the test widgets one, so it tested the subscriber sound. My apologies for scaring the shit out of you. What that was. So generally, people do for fun. Jimmy is what I do. There are a few guys that do focus on event ships that comes out, and they do certain events where there are certain ships in the open world you can get for a bit more bonuses and upgrades and stuff. And some grind that a lot. Some go to what is known as the patrol zone, which is currently here, this area. You can grind a bit more. The more damage you do, the more combat medals you get, which you use for certain things in crafting. And the boy needs to go change his boxes for that one. Yeah, fair enough. First rate. Plus says that's the third rate. Aggie plus or no. I think the most fun aspect of the game is whenever you get a group together, even whether it be third rank plus. Give me a single fun. The thing I find most funny is like what we did earlier when I was out with my friend Maxi and we were having just a fight, him and me versus the AI. That's where the game shines. Same goes for PvP. I mean, getting the three mates together and get out and have a good fight and a challenging fight. That's when the game really shines. The coordinated sailing, the maneuvers and everything else, trying to get that line up. If you check out my channel and some of the earlier playlists, we have some of the called HDF Home Defense Fleet events lined up. We've got somewhere between 15 and 25 guys in there trying to coordinate and attack and maneuvers and take down an enemy of more or less the same size. That's where the game really gets fun for me. Yeah. Well, I'm not having much luck finding a fast right here. $1,800, so the sun's not setting anyway. Did that answer your question, Jim, by the way? Hey, that's a Swede. Been ages since I saw a Swede. Nation chat. Global chat, anyway. They absolutely can, boy. Yeah, the huge battles can be hell of a pain in the backside to actually get to get a good coordination. I have a few good friends that are very good line commanders and can easily control a line of 4 to 6 ships within a major battle, and that makes it really fun to organize those. Again, you can see from the videos. Yeah, too easy to kill a fourth raid. Agree. All right, we're gonna come across and then come in towards Macau now. Might be lucky to pick up a first raid. If not, I'm gonna pick a fight, whatever comes along. I do find it kind of funny that people that actually play the game regularly are sitting down and watching a stream of another guy playing it. Why aren't you playing on your own then? Wouldn't that just be making a bit more sense? Wondering thought. Wind boost down there. Bit too far ahead. Yeah, we'll CH. Pick the biggest thing I can find. My intention. You usually find a few first rates coming down from Samana to Macau and that way, and if not, we're going to cross back down and find one. Yeah, Boyga. It was an absolute pain with the signal flags and the smoke and the damaged rigging and not being able to either get signals up or read them, or well, cannonballs flying, so you might not want to be standing on the quarterdeck watching a signal flag go up on the ship. Perspective. Yeah, fair point. But Jimmy, this is another aspect of naval action. Sailing into the great blue yonder without much going. Nice, Big Papa. Sailing in your skipper. Oh, that one. Fair enough. Yeah, that exam can be a hassle to get done. Yeah, definitely CSX. That cut with the speed, with the first race suddenly just going slow by slow. Do PvP cutter event so like people will cut us. Actually, saying that, we are planning on do a gunboat fight at some point. Hopefully get as many people in gunboats as we can and then go out smashing a first raid, or at least attempt it. Ooh. Now, had I been out in my ocean, I would have taken this fight any day. Busentor +2. Elite. But in my pirate? That's more or less suicide. What's hiding behind them? If it will do the Constitution. I'm not insane enough to take on the Busentor +2 in a pirate frigate. Hey, funny, welcome back. You didn't miss much except for the crashes. It took me about 30 minutes actually to get that sorted. Audio cocked up and everything else. But we're back. So you just missed a fight with my victory versus a few second rates. That Busen's been solo. I wouldn't have done that one. Not two though. We'll get the Connie here. Here we go. Does armor figures help reduce crew death injuries? Every single fireman ratio loses 150 to 200 crew. Yes and no, because it also depends on the wood type. Because some of the wood types are more splinter less, more or less. So every time you get hit, creates less splinters, and that's more or less what takes out the crew. But also stuff like stun rates and stuff like that affect your wow. So it's also a matter of how much you can deflect, because the thicker you are, the less angle you need to deflect a certain shot, because the balls have to penetrate you, and the less penetrations you get, the less splinters you get, yada. But also the wood type that you've actually crafted your ship from matters a lot. Yeah, fifth was Constitution. That's true. That's true. It's not a third rate anymore. I forgot that. They changed that in the recent patches. Well, they didn't change the stats anyway. But that's true. She's now a fourth rate. Or not a fourth rate, but she's rank 4 now. Thing is, the way they rate ships or pass ships in the game isn't 100% referable to the Royal Navy rating system. But it does change a few things that eventually do. So. Well, that chaining from before was absolutely ineffective. Hopefully get him behind me. Do I need to chain him down? No. Do I have control of the fight? Yes. I'm quicker and more maneuverable than he is. Anyway, but I do like slowing them down just a bit more to get myself a bit more control of. That's a personal preference. You don't have to do it. You can still outmaneuver him. When this swinging, we're pretty close here for a stern shot chains. Try and slow ourselves down here, but we turn into it. Kind of turning. Get any better than that. He says and misses completely. F it. We gonna have him shoot. And no. No 3 times damage with full sails anymore. That's true. And what the battle says, you need a bit more distance with the chains to do that much damage anyway. You need to elevate your shots a bit more. Conversion down to more line. And he's counter turning. Late. Turn out for the broadside. So Jimmy got the game. Welcome to Naval Action then, Jimmy. Which server are you going for, back? One thing to know when you get in, Jimmy, the nation you select sticks with you. You can't just change the nation in the middle of the game. But give it a think before you change. You can have a profile on both servers. You can't just change your nation whenever you feel like it. It's been so long since I've been out in this boat. Can't keep my aim in. That's definitely time for a rebellion. 511. And what nation will we be picking, Jimmy? Alright, let's get this focused. There we go. Bit better. Still a few overshots on hits. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, you need a DLC to be able. You need the Prolific Forger DLC to be able to change the nation and name once every month in 30 days. That's coming up. Below. So that's all the major ones. We got the Prussians, the Dutch, the Chinese, Swedes, the Danes. I think I forgot it. How are we getting there? Down. On PvE, Sweden is pretty dead. Denmark is as well, sadly. Reload it. Just because I thought. Yep. Russians too. Yeah, I forgot the Russians. Thanks, Fluffy. And yes, there are more people on the PvP server, but as I said, you can have an account on each, so just doesn't carry all your XP and whatever you do on one doesn't carry over to the other. Excuse me. We got him in mind. Make it a bit easy. Decent hit. This is gonna hurt though. Is the prolific forger gone? Really? Just what nation are you going to go with, Jimmy? That's CHX says. Make sure you pick one that naturally speaks your language. I mean, most nations speak English, obviously, but the French tend to go to the French. Whoever speaks Spanish or Portuguese tends to go to Spain. Russians to Russia. Okay. Well, if that DLC doesn't exist anymore for sale, then any new player will have to reset their account. Right, 6 minutes 40. Repair up again. I might actually have to start my head here. Before we get sunk. Rudder's out. That's even getting behind him again with a bit of crate shot. If you can't have the prolific forger DLC anymore, then you're pretty much screwed. Besides resetting your account. Sounds like fun with a short grind. Yeah, absolutely. Easy and quick grind to get to first rate. Damn, I didn't know that. Good, very good shot. I think we have to turn here. You're still seeing it. Oh yeah. Alright. I haven't checked mine. I'll do a quick check after this fight. I'll speed back up. Doesn't matter that much to me anyway. Oh, it's 15 off. Halloween sale, maybe. I'll never change from this nation anyway. A little bit. Here we go. Rape ship to the rear. Slow down a bit. Slow down just a tad. What a handbrake turn he just did. Oh, that's good to know. Pirates are fun, Jimmy. You won't go wrong with pirates. Know a few good guys on pirates, especially on PvE. Bad hit. Bad hit. Bit more crew damage with regular ball ammo. Right. Get a reload in before he turns completely. Don't like it. Oh, the game's on sale. $7. That's good. Might have to make a shout out on that for Tuesday's video. Wrong time to turn. Very wrong time to turn. It's just that one. Yeah, definitely. If it's down to $7, go get the game. Yeah. Still outnumbers by like 40 crew, so I don't want to take them on close action just yet. Yeah, we don't slow down too much, we don't want to get boarded here. Alright, we're just gonna pull away for a second here while we get our repairs back up. No, links and stuff like that are disabled. It's a force of habit. Back to Twitch. The Twitch days, certain bots and stuff coming in, doing all sorts of things. We believe you. If you don't see it, you don't see it. Do. Broadside. Wide angled most of it. Yeah. Late on that one. Alright, repairs are done. Start reloading on both sides again, I guess. Oh, somebody's getting technical out in chat right now. Oh, you lost me. I'm way too old for stuff like that. Clever. Yeah, Prolific Forger was the one he was talking about, right? Well, he wasn't wrong. ZHH wasn't wrong. Couldn't see it, though it was a from the eyes in mistake. I don't mind, fair enough. As long as it's a workaround like that, like I don't mind a workaround. It's just to keep bots and everything stupid away, and people that really want to just want to spam shit. Don't go to the hassle like you guys just did, so it's all fine. I don't mind. There's actually a pretty good reason why it's called Forger. Because to forge something is not like a blacksmith's forging only, but you also forge like counterfeiting. It's called forging too. So when you like make a false document or something, or forgery, forging as well, and therefore it's the guy that does it is a forger. That's the reason for the name. We need to maneuver into a position where we get back behind this guy. Right now we're running around in front of him. I don't want to do that. Counterfeiting. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Bugger. Hope we can make this turn before he reloads. I don't want to take any more punishment on that all the time. Now we're getting back into position behind him. That's where I want to be. I want to pull the crew down. May our hero win this fight. Well, if I'm the hero, CHX, then oh well. I think the biggest threat to me right now, besides me trying to multitask and chat and play the game at the same time, that's more or less the counter going up. I was looking at it. Yeah, come back for the next episode for the princess, absolutely. And we got this. I've been in a far worse situation than this. I'll start turning the other way. No? Alright. God, that's underwhelming. Alright, back to ball. We do more damage for BO5, he's 30 crew more than us. Come around an angle. On our weak side though. Fire. That's a decent hit to the structure. You mean just like kill him like this? Yeah, he's pretty easy to take down. I just find the other thing more challenging and more fun. That's the thing with the PvE server, that sometimes you have to just make up your mind to do a certain thing just to get yourself into a bit more challenging situations. But you're right, you could easily enough just Alright, 6 seconds left on the repair. Why I'm not using the AI fleet? Well, Fluffy says it pretty well, because they're controlling AI fleet is more or less say underwhelming and annoying. You do have the option like controlling here by telling them to do certain things, but they generally behave badly and becomes more of a nuisance than an aid in a fight anyway. I generally stick away from them, stay away from them. Alright, his rudder slightly down. Get away from the wind. And I'll probably misjudge this maneuver completely and he'll reload as my stern is straight on him. Nope. Fair enough. Yeah, your own AI fleets are absolutely trash. I don't want to use them. They get in the way and they get themselves stuck in impossible positions and it's worth it. Well, if you want the enemy to shoot at something else than you bring 3 friends instead, like I did earlier. Bring someone like Maxi or someone else to like act as cannon fodder or give you a shield when you need to repair and stuff like that. The other ones are just annoying. And as soon as when you've been playing the game for a while, you kind of get a feel for how you can push the AI around by maneuvering. And that kind of goes out the window if you bring in an AI fleet, because their randomness will make the enemy AI even more erratic. So it's easier to control a fight, even with multiple enemies, if you're just you. Down somewhat. They'll come up. Yeah, you get more out of being in a big ship than having a small ship with a few minor ships. Right, we dodge most of that. Reload is coming up. Go down. Bad hit. Yeah, yeah. You don't really gain anything from using the air fleet. Rudder's out, so that's going to give a bit of a break here. Bit of a break. Time to put that rum to use. Getting behind him again as I'm reloading. He's still doing full time. Rudder's out. I'll slow us off down then. Right, his rudder's back up. Now that was a decent stun, right? Alright, quick poll in the chat. Oh, not a poll, I'm posting a poll. Just, you know, how you want to finish this? You want to sink him or you want to board him? You make the call. We can sink him. Fairly easy now. Just to sink us first, I know. No, but we can go in for a sink, or we'll make it a bit more interesting, go in for a board. You make the call. So boarding or killing? Boarding or killing? Boarding it is. Right. He's counter turning me though. Let's look at it. Look at it. Just want to give him a bit more on the angle though. Reload great on that side. He's forcing me around, picking up speed again. That should pull him in. That should put him. Alright, let's remove all through. Where's he going? Right, we do want to fire our grape shots. Do damage. Much. Just the first click. I meant to do the first attack there. Too busy moving stuff. Alright, hold on. Almost 2 to 1. Yeah, it's an absolute bad angle. And for some odd reason my gun's on reloading. There we go. Crew shot, I guess. Another good attack. Another brace. Great shot out. Grape shot is absolutely underwhelming. Alright, he's down to 3 morale, and we got 2.5 times his crew. Next attack shall finish him on. No, absolutely no marines on this one. It's not built for boarding. Ooh! That hurt. Stick on fire, that was good timing. Just gonna wait for one more round. We need 50 more players to do that. Next attack will take him down, see if we can get the grape shots out first. No, I don't have any marines on this one. I generally only put marines and boarding upgrades on if I really want to go out and have a fun doing actual boarding, and that's my main goal. Otherwise I just focus on other book repairs. Alright, won that one. Managed to take him down. We have 195 crew left. Let's see what she's made of. So, Northern Carpenters, yada yada yada, that's relevant. From irrelevant as well. And she's a breast refit, standard, 1 slot upgrade, oak. Yeah, you can sink. Those of you that, if you don't know, if you sink him, you get the damage XP out of it as well. However, if you don't sink him and you transfer crew to capture the ship, you won't get as much XP out of the fight, but you get a ship out of it. In this case, we're going to sink him. To be fair, the boarding works like shit. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. Level +8, no. Boarding basically works in turns, as you saw, and you have morale. Once your morale hits 0 or your crew hits 0, that's when you lose a boarding. And each turn is 15 seconds for you to choose a certain reaction, whether you want to fire deck guns or muskets, or you want to attack, you want to defend, throw grenades overboard, stuff like that. And depending on what the enemy chooses, depends on how the effect of what you choose. Basically, think of it as a game of cards. You sit across a desk and you have a hand of cards, and then you secretly select a card and your enemy selects a card, and at the same time you reveal that card, and depending how they match or don't match, then you might do more damage than the other one or receive more damage. There's a way to figure out kind of what the enemy is doing with the way their preparation goes down. Usually when it makes a massive drop within the last seconds, it means they're doing a fire action, and that's a good time for you to attack, and yada yada yada. So braces basically pausing the game and keeping your preparedness up. That's the short version. But yeah, as Jack says, it's a bit weird. Crew back, reshuffle this, upgrade chest, that crap around. Time goes with home. You can see the books I have on the pirate frigate here. Art of ship handling is more or less a must if you get it. Gunnery encyclopedia, defense last log, for a bit more repair, a bit more gunnery, and then the expert carpentry handbook. These are my preferred combat books. I might tweak them if I want to go with something specific, like a boarding ship or something like that. At the same time, that's when I'll be changing out my upgrades. My usual upgrades are Northern Master Carpenters, British Gunnery, Navy Planking, Navy Structure, and then if I have a 5th slot, kind of depends on the ship. So that was a pirate frigate, and sadly I have to pull that one all the way back from Macau. Well, that was a bit of fighting. I'm probably gonna wrap this up as we head back to Lamona here, and once we get there we'll end the stream. As you can probably hear my voice dying. That's a very good point, CSH. What he said was just believe me, it's better for you to first know how to sink your ship, and with time you'll know how to properly board. I absolutely agree with that. Don't worry too much about boarding and getting new ships in the early game by boarding, because they're generally not worth it. Learn how to sink ships and how to position yourself and sink stuff before you play around with boarding, because there's a few tweaks to boarding, and there's a way to make it work more in your favor, like taking down their side armor, get a good position where you lie side by side, then use your grave, because that's going to have more effect if your side armor is below 30% and stuff like that. But focus on getting ships sunk first. You don't want to capture ships, you keep them yourself anyway. Which upgrades to put on your 5-slot implacable? What are the woods you use for the build then? And how do you generally play? Are you broadside to broadside? Do you go for speed and kiting? Because that kind of depends. Not depends. It dictates what you want to do, what you want to put on it. So Fluffy, what's the build of your implacable? I know what I have on mine because that's more or less the same as this. That suits my teak white oak. All right, so she's maneuvering HP, right? Maneuvering thickness. I know my own has more or less the same upgrades as this one. Northern Master Carpenters for when you do get hit, you repair better. I have the British Gunnery just for the decrease in gunnery crew and the increased reload. I have Gunnery Encyclopedia for the same thing. Oh, that's a book. I have Navy Structure and Navy Planking for the thickness, but not the HP. Because the more thickness you have, the easier you can deflect shots at angles. That would be my choice, but for the fifth slot, kind of depends on your playstyle. Be the fifth one. Might do a turning upgrade, honestly. Just to give you a bit more turn and less turn inertia, like the St. Kitts rudder or something like that, or Elite British Rig refit, maybe even. Or if you want a bit more speed, put a speed upgrade on it. Though they've been nerfed drastic. Then again, it all comes down to playstyle and preferences. These are mine, they're force of habit. So I generally know how much repair I get from the combination of books and upgrades. We'll just get back to Lamona. We can pop over to wherever I've docked my implacable and we'll take a look at it. Yes, CSX. Boarding makes more sense in player versus player fights because people generally build decent ships. So boarding in PvE is just for the fun of it. Now there's that solo Pavel that we wanted before, but I'm not going to do it now. The stream is going to be ending once we hit my Lamona and just showed a few things off. I'm going to do another 60-minute fight now. But yeah, which upgrades to use on certain ships depends. Playstyle, server, build. But for something like a teak white oak, I'd probably go. Still go with the. Also, that's the same thing I have on this. With the Northern Master Carpenters, the British Gunnery, Navy Planking, Navy Structure. Because that fits my playstyle. I like maneuver and thickness of armor more than I like HP. My preference. My maneuver in the implacable is more or less the same as I just did in the pirate frigate here. If I'm fighting first rates, but you got a bit more leeway to go broadside to broadside with them. Yeah, CSX line ships are hard to get move fast now. I had 10.6 knots on my oceans earlier. But after the nerf, they're back down to 8.9, I think. Alright, Mona, you all. Oh. Well, what do you know? Chinese player. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Right, let's get into port. I'll show off a few of the ships I have, and maybe that can give you a bit of inspiration to what I do, and maybe some of the other guys can let you know what they got lying around. So if the other screen, like the Endymion here, you see that's the exact same setup. I just put the elite British Rick refit on it for the turning. My Christian, which is also a 5-slot. I've put a French gunnery sergeant in on that one earlier. I just haven't changed it around yet. Santee is a 3-slot, so that's Master Carpenter's structure and navy planking. She's a slow boat. My own Implacable here, that's only 4 slots sadly, but that's the same setup I use. Even though it's a Malabar Danzig build. For my tankier the Oceans, I go live out wide out season. These are the gift ships. I put naval clock on it before the speed nerfs, so that was just to give it a bit more speed, but now it's down to 8.3 because the naval clock doesn't give that much anymore. My other Leotian 4-slot, once again British gunnery naval structure. That's the same thing. Well, you can see I'm a creature of habit. I generally go with the same thing for my warships and the same thing for my trade ships. So you see my Indiamans, cotton sails, improved six and bound wind, whatever get me just a bit more speed. And that one. No. Down to 13.28. That's something. Hold on. Just pop over to Santo Domingo first. I really need a drink. My throat is getting dry. And it'd be best equipped. This one used to do 16 knots before. 16.3 I think for the speed. I think with the cotton sails been reduced, bow been reduced, sextant, navy hull and cup plating, they've all been reduced. So it's heavy speed drop here. This is generally what I do for trade ships. I use all the books I can just to give it a bit more speed. And then for something like Oceans, I haven't put upgrades on this. I'll just put my books back on. I usually go Art of Ship Handling, Gunner Encyclopedia, Seefagel, bit more gunnery, reduce crew. And then for the last one, I do the expert company just for a bit more repair. This is my standard loadout, except for the 5th slot, which in this one is naval clock, to give it a bit more speed. I might change that out later for a bit more turning though. Navy structure for more armor thickness, not HP but thickness. Same with the planking, more thickness. Gunnery to reduce the crew and the reload time, and Master Carpenters for whenever I need to repair up. I could tweak it for more HP if I wanted to, but I'll lose thickness. And I generally, the way I sail means I'll angle a bit more to deflect shots than just take shots flat on. So I don't need as much HP as I need thickness. The more thickness I have, the less angle I can have to the enemy to deflect the shots, if that makes sense. But my Implacable, just remember, most of my builds are from before the speed nerfs. This is what I put on mine. I have a few. It's the same with the perks. I generally have like 5 or 6 upgrades I go to, 5 or 6 books I go to, and then 5 or 6 perks. These are the perks I always use for fighting, and I have 5 perks I put on whenever I go trading. That's the way I do it. Alright everyone, just time to break up a DLC ship I think, but thank you everyone for coming out and joining the stream, and some of you coming back to the stream even though it crashed after the first time. Really appreciate all the interactions in this chat and comments and hanging around. It's been great fun. I really enjoyed it. I definitely need a bit of more tea or another drink, maybe a bit more water for next time because I'm definitely getting a sore throat here. So hope you enjoyed the stream, and more videos will be coming on the channel pretty soon, and hopefully more streams as well. Any last questions before we round this off? Let me know. You're welcome, Jimmy. Hope you settle right in. If you have any questions and you can't find the answers in either nation chat or help chat or whatever in your own nation, feel free to send me a message through the Facebook page. I'll help you out as much as you can, or comment on one of the videos with a question or whatever. I'll try my best to help you. Sleep well, bugger. Thanks for hanging out. It's been great fun. Good having you, man. Oh god. Gonna craft a few guns. Anyway, I need to do this before I head out. Alright, looks like that was the final comments. Everyone, thank you so much for your joining the stream, and for those who just joined in at the last minute, sorry. There'll be more streams. I'll try to plan them a bit more ahead so you know they're coming. Until next time.